Welcome to part 4 of Killing in Spanish, where we are continuing our streak with Miguel. If you remember where we left off last time, I just got the warrior rank and got into the yellow ranks. These matches we're watching right now, I played like it's over a week ago now. Like I said, I've been very sick in my previous video and I wasn't able to record voiceover, so I don't remember anything about what happens in these games, but let's see what happens. So the first round I lost very convincingly. This Brian just pressured me against the wall. He's just doing very typical Brian stuff, but that's super dangerous because of just how good Brian is. There I duck under the Mach punch, the jet upper I should say. Very important and very good. Brian launcher, 14 frames. I finished the string there, he doesn't get fooled. I duck another jet upper, but I failed to punish properly. Here I managed to catch a duck with the hop kick into a nice little wall combo. And my classic favorite setup into the down 1+2 throw, the counter hit up forward 3-2-2. Something that I've found is really abusable with Miguel, and I like to use it a lot. He almost came all the way back there with some scary soccer kicks, but I managed to take it with the jabs. Here, try and get funny with Savage. Doesn't work, and then it does. I thought that was a whiff punish, but I was a little bit too slow with the 16 frames. That time I was fast enough, and so I'm able to get the full launch here. Should have finished that, it would probably hit. Full crouch down forward 4 for the gate. Super good low. But obviously it comes out of full crouch, so you gotta be careful because when you're sitting in crouch, your opponent is looking for lows, so you gotta mix it up with mids every once in a while. So we get a revenge match against this guy, which is very nice for me because I felt like maybe he got a little bit frustrated in that first game. And that's always good because it means that he's more liable to make mistakes. It also means that since he's on the exact same rank as me, that I'm gonna get a lot of rank up points. And my goal is to quite quickly here in this session get the what's the second yellow rank in English? Is it Juggernaut? No, it's Vindicator. It's Vindicator we're trying to get, and then the next one is Juggernaut, the third one. Miguel and Brian, the two characters who like to break the camera. Yep, that's Savage down 4-2, and it's the reason you can't just press buttons and stuff when Miguel is standing in Savage, because he has a very fast, powerful launcher right there. Very nice block there, punishes the low with the while standing 4. And here I just do the string once, don't finish it, and then I do finish it the second time, which is just a very basic sort of cheeky way to create a half-assed mix-up in this game, but it worked. Sidestep after the back one is a good idea when you have to deal with back ones from Brian. It pushes you into minus frames on block, and then it's hard to get out, but side walking left usually works for me. Orbital, one of Brian's best moves, one of the best moves ever. I hate that move. Here I did a cross chop, and so this flow combo here that I got off of that jab is completely guaranteed if my opponent blocks the cross chop, because I'm at +10 and a normal jab is +10, but my opponent is considered to be airborne right after they block a cross chop. So what that means is that a single one jab after a cross chop is actually going to float your opponent as if they were caught jumping in the air. It's kind of a weird thing, and it's unique to characters that have the option to do a cross chop with 3+4, but Miguel does. So do like all of my mains actually. It's kind of funny. Alright, let's see if we can close it out here. Mach punch, nice. Soccer kick. Great moves here, but while standing 2. Miguel's great while standing launcher. It does bad damage, really bad damage, but it is 14 frames, so I'm not complaining. If anybody knows what song we're listening to right now, by the way, props to you. From one of my favorite old fighting games back in the day. I still play this series every once in a while. It has a new game out that's actually one of the best modern fighting games that is being played competitively at the moment. I'm not going to mention the name of the franchise. I'll have you guys guess in the comments. Oh, and here, one thing we didn't do all that much up until now in our Miguel sessions that I want to talk about here. You saw me finish that round with something that I want to talk about. I've started using Miguel's Rage Drive, and I've started to like it. I used to not like it at all. I don't think it's super useful even now, but it does have some pretty cool uses. And what I did right there is it can allow you to transform your uncharged down back one, which usually just leads to some guaranteed damage, into a full launcher, because it allows you to spin. Allows you to spin after a down back one, and you can get not a like full huge damage combo, but you can get a lot more damage than you would normally. And so that's great stuff. You can see here I'm just waiting for the next match, and I'm trying out some combos from the down back one here. But we get the reason I haven't cut this out is that we just went straight into like the next match quite quickly. Right. So who's next? I don't remember. Alright, Dragunov. So we're playing like two of the strongest characters in the game, and two of like the most common that you run into online a lot. And I know a lot of you guys ask me like, how do I deal with Brian? How do I deal with Dragunov? And the short answer is you don't deal with them, because if you could just deal with them in some specific way, then they wouldn't be the most powerful characters in the game, and they are. But there are things you can do. Let's see if we can pick up on something when fighting this Dragunov here. Nice interrupt there with the down forward one. I was trying to get funny with Savage. I'm using that homing move forward 4-2. I'm using the extension way too much. It's punishable, and because I'm always thinking my opponent's gonna like mess up and press a button, but they usually don't. There I got a nice counter hit with 4-2, the Telefonazo, where Miguel hands you the telephone, one of my favorite moves. There I was looking for a wall spot, but I get interrupted. My opponent does a snake edge, why not? But he tries to get funny with the Tundra Hammer for Oki, and that's way too slow. So I get him with a hop kick, and I finish with a combo. There I could have done more, obviously, than I did, but at least I got something. Down 3 is that really great long range low with Miguel that I was using there. There, I don't know why I didn't finish there. I should have, but whatever. And here, does that hit? Yeah. So that was a decent rage heart by him, I guess. I can't remember if I win this round or not. Let's see if I'm able to deal. Oh, and he sends the little tank after me? Okay, so there's no way I'm going to let this guy win after he does that. If I know myself right now, I'm either laughing or I'm pissed. I don't remember, like I said, because this was a while ago. But yeah, there we go. Now I'm bringing out all the powerful stuff here too. That's Savage 1+2, which is an extremely high powered move, and a power crush, so it's got armor. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when they start attacking with I mean, if you want to customize your character to make it look cool, that's one thing. But like bringing actual weapons into the game, that, you know, I'm not a huge fan, let's just say. And I know a lot of you disagree and you think it's fine, whatever, you know. To each his own, but I personally, if I see somebody use that, like, I lose all respect instantly, and I just start, you know, pounding with my own like powerful gimmicky shit, because I'm just trying to take the win and move on. So here we get our first promotion match. So that went quite quickly. We've managed to get our first promotion game without losing. I think in this entire like series on Miguel, we haven't really lost the game yet. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we've done really well so far, which is always fun. But there's still a lot of mistakes and finicky stuff that I don't do correct, which is annoying. There, like that, for example, a bad habit of mine, finishing that string when it's not going to work. Yep, he gets caught by the Savage 2 for the wall splat. And, you know, One of my favorite Miguel moves. I use it a lot. The forward 3+2 charge. It can be used for Oki, it can be used for wall splats. It's just a fantastic mid. I mess up my inputs and don't get my combo, which was sad. There I tried to duck the second part of that string, but I just stood up again too quickly. But I get a whiff punish with down for 2-1, and that allows me to, you know, get a knockdown at the wall and just a last hit there for the Oki for the round. Power crush running 2. Almost got him that time. That's a pretty obvious down 2, but I didn't punish it properly. I don't know why, but at least I blocked it. So here I'm definitely in trouble. I wonder what's gonna happen. Come on, me. Oh, you got. maybe I got this. Well, that's so stupid. I should not have done that string there. I was really hard reading a get up 3, which that would have killed, but very unnecessarily. I even finished the string after I obviously saw that it hadn't worked, so that was poor judgment. I should have probably just stood right up and done some fast like down forward ones for mids. But here I'm able to... oh, and he does the rage art for no reason and just forfeits the game. So that was an easy promotion, and we've reached the Vindicator rank. Next, I thought this video was a little bit too short, so I thought I'd just keep going with you guys. But what happened after I got that promotion is I had like a really messy session. I had connection problems during 2 matches. My bank called me on my cell phone, and so I had lost like 2 games because of that. Like in the middle of the game, they called me and said I've forgotten some very important stuff of mine there when I was at the office doing some stuff earlier in the day, and they said I had to go back before they closed. And it was, yeah, I mean, it's very uninteresting for you guys to hear, but so what I did, instead of like just doing one cohesive video, is I just picked up a couple of games during the session that I thought we could talk about, and then I included the next promotion match at the end. I hope that's okay. So we're fighting Chloe here, and it's always nervous to fight Chloe because she has her back turn launcher, like we've said before. It does ridiculous amounts of damage. She has 2 hop kicks. One of the hop kicks is more punishable than the other, and that means that, you know, for me, I'm not, you know, well educated in Chloe, and I don't always know which hop kick I've blocked, so I don't know which correct punish I should apply. This throw with Chloe, you see this online a lot. She goes through you and then she gets stuff on the back, and this is something that we need to go into practice mode and really study at some point, like exactly what you do about getting out of that, because it's super dangerous. And if you're fighting Chloe online and she realizes that, I mean, you don't know how to deal with it, I mean, she basically gets a free combo on the back for huge damage by just connecting with a single throw. And so that's something I really need to learn how to deal with properly. I don't think, you know, she gets guaranteed stuff. I think that it's possible to get like out of it somehow. Here again I use the rage drive to come back barely, and we're in the middle of a bit of a comeback here. We had a horrendous first 2 rounds, and there you can see I just punish a hop with a 1-2 because I don't know what punish I should be applying, but I think 2-1 would work in either case, so I should be punishing that with 2-1. Armor move, trades, he whiffs, but Miguel's one jab is too short to get a punish, which is really frustrating. It's one of the more annoying things about playing Miguel, but you know, I love basically everything else about him, so I find that easy to forgive. This Chloe is applying a lot of running, I think it's running 3 with Chloe, which is that great sort of slash kickish move with her. It's sidesteppable, and obviously you can float her out of the air when she's doing it. Savage down back 4. I could have killed if the wall wasn't there. And here comes the back turn launchers, right? And now I'm like, no, please, no, I'm so close. Stop, 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 stop. And I managed to get a down jab to interrupt her rage drive. If I hadn't done that, I'd probably eaten that rage drive and I would have lost the game. So we managed to just barely clutch that out and move on. Next we're going to fight Lars here. And all I remember about this game is that I was playing really poorly. So just remember that if you see me play Miguel in this match, don't try and emulate anything I do in this game because I play super sloppy. I don't know why. I think maybe I'd had a couple of drinks at this point. I'm not sure. But we're fighting Lars. It's always fun to get to play Lars online because, you know, he's very uncommon these days. That move you saw right there from Lars is a new move for him in FR. It's Dynamic Entry 3, which is one of extremely few moves Lars has that will actually give him plus frames on block. And I think Namco realized that Lars was weak and they wanted to implement a move that he could use to create offense. And so they gave him Dynamic Entry 3. Unfortunately, it didn't quite succeed because it was the move is just a little bit too slow, and Lars doesn't have like dangerous enough stuff he can do as a follow-up for it to work. I mean, it could have been something along the lines of like back one from Brian or something like that, but it just doesn't work. It's not fast enough. It turned out to be like an ambiguously useful move. Okay, Savage 2, that's punishable. Again, I finished that string for no reason, and I could have been heavily punished. As you can see there, he did a lightning screw. I didn't block punish it properly. I just did a fast low, so at least I did something, but I could have punished it much harder. And you know, one of my favorite strings from Miguel, up forward 3, 2, 2. You get the counter hit. It's guaranteed 50 damage, and it's an amazing move, especially when you have reads on those. Counter hit down back 4 gives a guaranteed down 3 stomp. My opponent's doing arc blasts on the other side of the stage for no reason. Oh, by the way, I'm so glad that I decided to put on my own soundtrack and not have in-game music here, because I'm playing Lars on this stage, and as you probably know, when you do play Lars on this stage, the when you get to final round, or you get to the a potential final round, the soundtrack changes and becomes not very nice. A lot of people are like critical about the like metal song that they put into this stage. It's actually like, I think it's a band from Sweden, and they wanted to put it in because Lars is like a Swedish character and he's like a main character of the series. And they sort of ended up using like a small kind of indie-ish metal band. I think there are a lot of those like in Northern Europe, obviously. You know, like Scandinavia is famous for its like metal scene and stuff. And it was just unfortunate that, you know, it probably wasn't that band's best work. I don't know. I haven't listened to anything. I mean, I don't listen to metal. I'm a hip hop guy. So, which is maybe surprising, but I mainly listen to gangster rap when I'm playing Tekken and stuff, actually. But yeah, that song is doesn't fit well at all in the game, is what I'm trying to say. So here we get another promotion match. Like I said, I just had a lot of like weird bad games, and I lost a lot of weird games, and so I decided to just include the promotion match for you here. And funnily enough, it ended up being my 400th win with Miguel, which was pretty cool as well. So we're playing Lars again. Down back 1, guaranteed stuff. Punish the Chinese get up, another down back 1. If he's not going to punish it, I'm going to keep collecting it. Nice block and punish there from him while standing 2 with Lars. I do, predicting a high, I do down 1+2. Here we get a combo, and we get the second round. So now we're 1 round away from getting the Juggernaut promotion, which is going to be like the goal for this session. 4-4, 4-3 with Lars is a great low. It's risky because it's launch punishable, but it's a natural combo and does great damage. This time he does eat that string, but he beautifully predicts that low and then launches me with an orbital. And that was actually really nicely done. This guy is not half bad. I don't know how he knew that he could just do an arc blast there and get away with it, but maybe he gambled, maybe he had a read, I don't know. But it works out perfectly, and he takes the round. As you can see, he has few wins on Lars, so this is one of those instances where we're probably fighting a pretty high level guy, like at least orange rank level player, and he's just, you know, down here with Lars because he's not a Lars main. If that down for 2-1 from him was intentional, like if he did it because he wanted to go under and crush my 4-4-2-1, that was absolutely beautiful. I think maybe it was random, but if it wasn't, then that was amazing. And again, he does another beautiful whiff punish with that move here. He obviously likes that move. I'm not a huge fan of it myself, but it has its uses. And yeah, we trade. So we're in final round here. Let's see if we can clutch it out and get our promotion. I open it with my favorite string twice. I don't get the Oki. Should have ducked that, obviously, which is how you deal with that string. Another orbital from him into a combo. But here I'm basically going to be able to close it out for the promotion. So thanks for watching again, guys. In the next session we're going to try and go into the orange ranks, and then the matches are going to get really juicy, so look forward to that. For now, thank you so much for watching. Let's see if I can finish it here. There we go. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.